They say if you're not careful and you slip through reality at the wrong angle, you'll fall into the back rooms, and once you're there, you may never get out. The first thing I noticed was the sound. It was constant, an ugly, nauseating hum, the kind that drills into your skull until you can't think of anything else. It was the sound of fluorescent lights, buzzing, crackling, flickering in patterns that almost felt alive. I opened my eyes, expecting to see the ceiling of my apartment, but instead I was staring at a stained yellow panel, its edges warped with water damage. For a second, I thought I was still dreaming. The air was heavy, damp, and smelled of mildew and wet carpet. I sat up quickly. The floor beneath me was rough, covered in a cheap, patterned carpet. It scratched against my skin, almost damp to the touch. My heart was pounding, because nothing about this place made sense. The last thing I remembered was stepping off the curb outside my office. My phone buzzed with a text. I glanced down for just a second and then darkness. Now I was here. I pushed myself to my feet and looked around. The room stretched out in strange, uneven proportions. The walls were the color of old paper, dull, faded yellow, covered in a subtle, repetitive pattern that hurt my eyes if I stared too long. The corners didn't quite line up. Some leaned inward, others outward, creating an unnatural geometry that made my stomach turn. "Hello?" I called out. My voice echoed strangely. It didn't just bounce back, it dragged, as if something was holding onto the sound, stretching it before releasing it back into the air. Silence followed. Then the hum of the lights returned, louder this time, like the building itself was breathing. I took a cautious step forward, pressing my palm against the wall for balance. The wallpaper felt rough, almost sandpapery, but the longer I held my hand there, the more I swore I felt it pulsing, as if something beneath the surface was alive. I yanked my hand back and turned around. The doorway I'd just come through was gone. Instead, a narrow hallway stretched behind me, disappearing into shadow. My stomach dropped. I knew I wasn't dreaming. This was real. Too real. I walked forward, trying to calm my racing heart. Each step sank slightly into the damp carpet, releasing a faint, moldy odor. The buzzing overhead never stopped. It was maddening, pressing into my skull until my thoughts felt scrambled. I turned a corner. The hallway opened into another room. Identical. Same yellow walls. Same buzzing lights. Same damp carpet. Another corner. Another room. Another. It was endless. Panic clawed at my chest as I tried to retrace my steps. Left, right, back again. But the layout shifted. The room I thought I had just left was gone, replaced by another hallway, stretching infinitely. I stopped, pressing both hands against my head. "This isn't real," I whispered. "This can't be real." And then, a sound, faint, distant. Beneath the hum of the lights, footsteps, not mine. I froze, straining to listen. The sound echoed softly, as if someone else was moving. Careful, deliberate, just out of sight. "Hello?" I called again, though my voice cracked this time. No reply, just the footsteps, closer now. I backed away, turning sharply into another hallway. My breathing was ragged, too loud in my own ears. The buzzing seemed to grow louder, swallowing every other noise. The footsteps stopped. I turned my head slowly, terrified of what I might see. But there was nothing, just another stretch of yellow walls and buzzing lights. I forced myself to keep walking. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but something told me running would only make things worse. This place didn't follow rules. It shifted, changed, moved around me like a living organism. As I walked, I noticed markings on the walls. Scratches. Deep gouges carved into the wallpaper, as if someone had dragged their nails, or something sharper, along the surface. I leaned closer. The scratches formed words. Help. The letters were uneven, desperate. My stomach churned. Someone had been here before me, and maybe they never left. I stumbled backward, nearly tripping over the uneven carpet. My breath came in shallow gasps. The smell of mold was stronger now, mixed with something metallic. Blood. Somewhere, far away, The footsteps began again, slow, heavy, coming closer. I wanted to scream, but the buzzing swallowed the sound in my throat. My body moved on instinct, forcing me deeper into the maze, even as the realization clawed at my mind. I wasn't alone, and whatever was here with me, it had been waiting.